What's going on, guys? This is Off Color Discussions. Go to offcolordiscussions.blueberry.net. Subscribe to the podcast through there. Share it. Please, if you like the episode, share away, man. So let's spread the word, spread the wealth, spread the knowledge, spread the enjoyment of having conversations. Follow us on Twitter still for your chance to win a $25 Visa gift card. I think every Friday night, possibly, maybe, we're going to start streaming on Mixer. So you can go to mixer.com/faded_ink or Sneaky Burrito with the last O as a 0X. And we're going to start getting into streaming on some Mixer stuff. I can't wait for this PUBG game to come out. It looks really fun to play. Like, I'm excited for it. This week you will hear that I had a cold. I could not breathe. I was so stuffed up. It was ridiculous. I felt really bad talking to our guest. It was pretty shitty. But anyway, we sat with Chad Michael Whittaker. He is a entrepreneur, a hustler, a distributor for Kyani, a consultant, part of a construction thing. Like, he's just an all-around hustler that's very positive. He doesn't sell you on bullshit. He's very sincere and believes in what he does. Like, that's why I wanted to talk to him. We had a lot of fun talking with him. It was a good conversation. He'll be back eventually. Beer of the week was delicious. A delicious Stone IPA. That was really good. And update the feature that I was hoping to have echo. I don't know, system error or whatever the issue was. I did not get the file that I needed, but I have a surprise that you'll have to wait till the end to hear it. So with that, let's get started. Off Color Discussions.
Or record on them for a little while.
But yeah, I mean, so I think it was like episode 8 we started featuring music. We did a Q&A, and back in the day, I think I was telling you, I used to be a rap star. Not really, but
dope rapper.
Yeah, but I mean, I opened up for Capadonna. I don't. You're still young, so you might. You know who the Wu-Tang is?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he's like the 10th member, 11th member. Like, he was not that core group, but like one of their people that came in.
Yeah.
He did a show at what it used to be Scores in Nashua.
Okay.
And like, my brother had to pick him up from the airport. It was a fucked up night, but it was fun. But him and I, like, we did a freestyle session on the curb at the end.
Yep.
It was like 6 of us, and I was the only one that got him to bob his head. Like, it was just. So I featured one of my songs at the end of that episode, and a friend of mine was like, dude, play all of like, put all your songs at the end of episodes. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not here for that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be a part of that. But it did get me thinking to start featuring people that are trying to make it. And the one that opens us up to them, but also, like, it helps them out, put them out in the world, man. We're moving.
That's, I mean, the hardest part, you know, I mean, if you're going to be in the industry, you know, you got to be able to get your name out there somehow. So, you know, free publicity, you know, it gets you guys what you need because it allows you to start, you know, really building this, you know, podcast up. And with them, it gets them the exposure they need to get their name out there so they can really excel in the music industry. So,
and a lot of mainstream people suck. I don't think I
really don't think it's music anymore. I hear the stuff that my young kids are listening to, and I don't even understand it. Like, it's not music. My kids actually enjoy older music more than they do, but they still love this weird shit that they're putting out there.
For them, it's just the beat. Like, they have all catchy beats.
I feel like I'm so out of it anyway in terms of that. Like, I don't listen to, you know, a lot of the newer music. Like, I don't listen to the radio anymore. You know, I have what I have on my, you know, on my iPhone. You know, I listen to the music. I mean, a lot of my favorite music is stuff that they play in the barbershop, you know, like Johnny Lang and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And besides that, like, I just don't listen to a lot of music in general. A lot of what I'm doing, you know, when I'm in the car is leveraging my time to build my business. So I'm listening to, you know, motivational stuff, personal development, anything that's going to kind of keep my, you know, mind where I need it to be. So I'm in that positive focus to keep grinding on a daily basis. But a lot of the music and stuff nowadays, it's crap, you know?
Garbage.
You listen to Jam 94.5. Like I remember when Jam 945 was was Nas and and Tupac.
Oh, that's
and all.
96.9 now.
Does 94.5 not even exist anymore?
No, they play all the new stuff. See, now go to 96.9. Yep. It's all the same DJs that were on 94.5 back in the day.
Yep.
Playing the same music that they were playing back in the day on this. Oh. It's a classic hip hop station now.
It's so
weird, right?
It's like that.
Makes me so.
Why do we gotta listen to classic rock, Dad?
I appreciate it so much now, but like you said, I use music to just wind down. Like when I'm driving home from work or something, like I love Pandora or a podcast. Yep. I'm really expanding my listening ship on podcasts, but music on the way home. Oh yeah, if I'm feeling it. Whatever it is, I'm searching it on Pandora.
Sometimes you just gotta unwind,
Screw the radio. It's garbage.
Yeah, I can't even tell you the last time I've actually listened to a radio station. Like
NPR.
Her car has Sirius in it, so it's either that or on phone, Pandora or something. Like I just can't. In my car ride, I consist of podcasts all day.
Right.
That's
mine's either NPR or sports talk. That's it.
I mean, listening to talk radio in general is way more entertaining. So.
Than today's music? Oh, for sure.
Yeah, if you listen to today's music, you're going to hear the same exact song 10 times in an hour, car ride. And it's going to be crap.
I heard his song. I'm like, that's a Santana riff. Oh, no, this is the new whatever. And I'm like, no, that's Santana playing in the background. That's a sample of Santana.
Everybody samples. Hands up.
So you mentioned when you're driving around, you're focusing on just grinding and moving the business forward. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about what that business is. Okay. And then, we'll just kind of move through there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I do a couple of things, but obviously the business I was talking about is my marketing company. It's called Kyani, and it was established back in 2007 in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Like I was explaining to you gentlemen earlier, when we first launched, it was the same time that we had a really bad recession. So rather than launching it here in the United States, we launched it overseas in Europe and Asia primarily. It took off over there. So it's a health and wellness company. Took off over there, did really, really well. And then a couple of years ago, we brought it back to the United States and we launched our marketing entity called Team Fusion. Team Fusion has done... Kyani in general does about $250 million of annual sales. Team Fusion is responsible for a third of it, which makes us the fastest growing team inside the fastest growing company in the history of network marketing. Network marketing, if you've heard of, there's a lot of companies out there, but it's basically just it's a way of, getting the word of mouth out to people, just explaining the opportunity, sharing products with them. It's advertising. I mean, network marketing in general, you're going to have tons and tons of companies that are spending millions of dollars a year on advertising. You can pay, Kim Kardashian, $1 million to hold a bottle of something and shake her booty on a billboard. But word of mouth marketing is realistically the fastest way to get the word out about something because we do it on a daily basis. If you try a brand new, you go see a movie or you try a brand new restaurant and you love it. What are you going to do? You're going to tell your closest friends and family members about it and say, hey, I went here, I tried it, it was incredible, you got to try it for yourself. The difference is that you're doing that and you're building business and marketing for whatever that, company or organization or product is. When we do it, we get paid for it.
Now, is this do you do a lot of the Twitter, Instagram, I forget.
Social media marketing?
Not just the social media marketing, but like having people displaying the products in their Instagram or whatever.
No.
So you don't. Okay,
and see, that's okay. None of it.
Well, you mentioned Kim Kardashian, so I didn't know if it was stuff like that where you have Instagram. You go by followers.
Right. So I'm not going to mention any companies specifically because I don't want to offend anybody. And there's a lot of companies, I'm friends with people in the companies. Yeah. But, if you hop on Facebook right now, I guarantee you're going to see at least, 5 or 6 posts from people in your social network that are saying, come join my team, come buy my product. They'll put up these lengthy statuses full of emojis and talking about why you should look into whatever the next big product is. Realistically, that's a great way to lose friends. It's a great way to have your friends feel like you're just trying to sell them something, and people don't want to be sold, I mean, you walk into a store and, a sales associate says, can I help you with something? Your instant answer is no, you cannot. Well, realistically, I have no idea why I'm here. I have no idea what I want. You really could help me out, but nobody wants to be sold, so I'm not going to talk to you, you know? So we steer clear from it. We don't have our, you know, our distributors put onto their, you know, Facebook page that they're, you know, a part of the organization. We don't have people, you know, messaging, or not messaging, but putting posts up about the products or the opportunity, because we don't want to be losing friends and family members, you know, or losing any kind of social connection because our friends feel like they're sold. You know, what we do, it's called attraction marketing. It's based on lifestyle. You're doing something that you're passionate about. You believe in it. You talk to your friends about it privately. As, you know, that starts gaining traction, you have success, and people are going to be attracted to the changes in your lifestyle. So I use my friend Leandra as an example all the time, because when I met Leandra, I swear to God, I thought she was a mute. She did not talk at all. She's the kind of girl who would get anxiety sitting in a classroom, because if she raises her hand, it means the spotlight is on her, right? So yeah, nobody, you know, she wouldn't talk. If she was in a group of people, you know, 5 people or more, and she didn't at least know 2 or 3 people out of that group, she would not talk at all. But now, and this is less than a year later, she's a boss. She gets up on stage in front of hundreds of people. She talks about the business. She talks about the product. She shares her own personal testimonial. Seeing who she's turned into because of this opportunity is a huge thing. And anybody who knows her on a personal level prior to this organization understands, you know, the drastic leaps forward she made. That attraction is going to get people to go, what are you doing? And how do I become a part of it? You know, you want people to be attracted to your values, to be attracted to the success that you're having. You don't want people to, you know, just feel like the only thing you're doing is trying to sell them on a product, because there's tons of great products out there, you know, but people don't like advertising. People don't like being, you know, sold to. You know, facts tell, stories sell. If you can share something with somebody that is able to give them a good testimonial, I mean, like, for example, our products are incredible. They're award winning. They're based on science. You know, one of our products boosts your body's natural nitric oxide production. Now, back in 1998, the studies of nitric oxide won the Nobel Prize of Physiology and Medicine. You know, that's a fact. That may have somebody perk up, you know. But, you know, if you can hand somebody a product, for example, and have it work for them, like, I could be the worst salesperson in the world. You know, I could butcher all the facts about my products. You know, I could tell you all the wrong information. But if I hand it to you and it works for you, you try it, you have a personal testimonial about it, you're not going to give a shit how bad my sales pitch was. All you're going to care is that I gave you something that worked for you. It made you feel better, made you feel healthier. You know, you have more energy, you're sleeping better, your aches and pains are going away. You know, and so it doesn't matter, you know, how good you are as a salesperson. It matters that you're giving somebody something that actually benefits them. And when you can do that, you're going to have lifelong customers, because they're there for they're there for the products themselves, and they don't feel like they were sold in getting it, because all you did was offer to have them try it for free. So with that being said, I've got some Kyani Sunrise in the car. Yeah. I'll throw some your way, because just the nutrition you get from that is probably going to help you get over whatever this is pretty quickly.
Sweet.
That's actually how I got one of my leaders on my team, got them involved. They were looking at it. They were looking for an extra way of making money. He's a very, very well-known bartender, especially here in New Hampshire. You know, he's been working, I mean, he's in his, you know, mid-30s now, or actually later 30s now, but he's been a bartender since, you know, his very early 20s. People know him from working in Nashua, from working in Manchester. You know, most people can't say his name without knowing exactly who he is. I wanted him on the team. I knew what his influence level was like and how well connected he was, and he was open to the opportunity, but he was a little hesitant. So one day I, you know, was chit-chatting with him because he's a buddy. And he's like, dude, I'm so under the weather right now. I have no idea how I'm going to survive this weekend. I think it was on like Wednesday. I showed up at his house and I gave him, you know, some products to try over the weekend. You know, within 2 days, he hit me up and he's like, I don't know what the hell it was that you gave me, but I feel fantastic. He's like, I'm actually able to make it through a full, you know, 6, 7, 8 hour shift without feeling miserable the entire time. Boost your immune system, because you're just getting a bunch of really, really good nutrition that you can't get elsewhere.
I've never really been like a commercial CVS pharmaceutical kind of person. Like, I've always kind of, there's got to be, my wife is super into like organic, holistic, like anything that is from the earth that can make you feel better, it's probably real.
Right.
And it took me years to like believe that. seeing it happen with other products that she's used, but they did it way before all the CVS's and the pharmaceutical companies. Right. They were keeping each other healthy way before that.
Yep.
So, and like he does the healthy thing all the time. Like he drinks that stuff. He, eats right, all that stuff. But
sometimes. There
cheat
are times,
day.
Yeah, cheat weekend is more.
is
more what it is.
It's funny because you know anybody who's like big into dieting and working out. They'll be like, oh yeah, you can have a cheat meal. You're supposed to have a cheat meal. People like just get into it and they'll be like, yeah, I just busted ass 6 days. Day 7 will come around and they'll consume enough calories on day 7 to completely wipe out everything they did the first 6 days of the week.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yep.
Pretty much how.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the highway to not healthy.
Yeah.
Things I eat.
We'll get there.
But yeah,
So
she's into that stuff.
When you go out looking for people, how do you increase your business? You're going out to you were at the chiropractor before to go talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you trying to sell them the product or recruit them to distribute?
The chiropractor is an interesting example. So the chiropractor, and I was doing MMA training for a while. I was in Krav Maga. And I ended up, something happened, I was rolling around on the mat doing some grappling moves and I felt something out of place in my hip. And I'm like, all right, something's not right. So I decided to go to a chiropractor and just have it checked out rather than going to the, doctors and getting, x-rays and, because I knew it wasn't serious. I figured just an adjustment would probably help. I happened to be at the chiropractor and the chiropractor's office that I was at sells nutritional supplements as well. That's not their main focus, but they do it because they see the value of having good nutrition in your body and how it can help out, like you were saying, holistically. So they had a thing of fish oil pills on their shelves and I asked if I could take a look at it. So they handed it to me and I was reading the ingredients and I was looking for 3 things. First off, the quality of the fish that they use, because the vast majority of fish oil pills are made with farm-raised fish. So you've got mackerel, you've got, anchovies, sardines, these fish that are swimming around in mercury content waters, and they're like bottom feeder kind of fish, If you have farm-raised fish, they're really not very good for you. Because like I said, mercury content waters, they're normally underneath chicken coops, which most people don't realize.
Gross.
So their main diet is chicken droppings, So you're getting fish oil, which is supposed to be really good for you, but you're getting it from a really fucked up source. I mean,
right.
How good's it going to be, right?
You're getting shitty fish oil.
So that's one of the things that I first looked at. Where are you getting your fish from? Because with our products, we get it strictly from wild Alaskan fish and primarily wild Alaskan sockeyed salmon, which is the most pure form of omega-3s on the face of the earth. I looked at their fish oil pills and I figured, okay, well, it's a chiropractor. I'm sure they've got high quality products, right? Especially if you're selling your fish oil pills for like $60 or $70 a bottle. They used farm raised fish. So instantly I was pretty disappointed to see that. The second thing I was looking for was the size of the pills. Fish oil pills in general normally look like horse tranquilizers, these giant fucking things that you can't swallow with a bottle of water. Ours are tiny. The reason why is because they heat press their pills, which means that they're going to expand with the heat, and that is going to kill off a lot of the nutritional value. If you cook anything, it kills off a lot of the nutrients. We cold press our pills. So our pills are very small. They maintain about a 90% potency, and it's because we go through a more expensive process in actually manufacturing them. And then the third thing that I was looking for was the type of vitamin E that they use, because every fish oil pill has got vitamin E. 99% of them use what's called tocopherols. Tocopherols is synthetic. There's nothing wrong with it. It's, still good for you, but it's synthetic vitamin E. We use tocotrienols, which tocotrienols, if anybody, any of the listeners are going to look anything up that I have to say, look up tocotrienol, just the word by itself, and look it up from, a third-party source. Tocotrienols are prescribed to women who have breast cancer because it's a vitamin E which is shown to be able to cut off the blood supply to tumors, so it prevents the tumors from being able to grow and metastasize. So we use tocotrienol vitamin E in our fish oil pills because it's the highest quality you can get. So that's really what attracted me to my company in the first place. When I saw the products, I realized they don't cut corners. So that's how the whole thing with the chiropractor came about. I was looking at their fish oil pills, and my chiropractor asked me if I was interested in buying them. And I was like, honestly, no. And I gave him these 3 examples as to why. And I said, let me ask you a question. If I gave you a product to try for free, that, you know, would rival what you're currently selling. Would you be open to giving it a week trial and giving me some honest feedback on it? And he's like, yeah, sure. So the next time I came in for my appointment, and at that point I was doing appointments like 3 days a week. I came in, I had a 7-day trial pack. I gave one to each of the doctors. I printed off all the scientific white papers so they could read through the manufacturing process, all the ingredients. They could actually see what it was all about. It took less than a week for them to get in contact with me and say, these are amazing. These are absolutely amazing. And we actually are interested in recommending them to our patients. And then from there, you know, it just took a simple sign-on process. They jumped on board. I actually went in for my chiropractor's appointment this morning, and they've got a display right on their front desk, and they're now focusing on the Kyani product line more than they are any of the other products they were selling. And they had like 3 or 4 different types of products they were, recommending at that point.
Nice.
So,
well, it's good. It's good to know that, you kind of, not everybody's going to know what to look for, though. Right. So, I mean, even the doctors, they wouldn't know what to look for, right?
Right. Well, and that's the thing, is that doctors, you got to understand that a chiropractor, yes, they're a doctor, but they're holistic. Right. Most doctors aren't taught nutrition whatsoever. It's strictly based on pharmaceutical drugs. Now look at the United States. The United States population makes up about 5% of the world population. But on average, we consume about 50% of the pharmaceutical drugs in the world.
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where I saw it, but I did see that same thing before.
Oh, we're not shy about it. We put it right in our presentation. When people are looking at our products to compare, because if I say nutraceutical, most people have no idea what the hell a nutraceutical is. Easiest way to explain it is that pharmaceuticals are based on drugs, nutraceuticals are based on nutrition. So in order for people to understand the difference, we like to show them some, hard facts. Like, take a look at this, okay? If 5% of the population is consuming 50% of the pharmaceuticals, that's a huge issue. It explains why, the United States, even though it may be the best country in the world, is still one of the most unhealthy countries in the world.
Fair enough.
Our fat people food is cheap.
It is.
It is cheap. I mean, you can't denounce the dollar menu. That's why I've been eating healthier.
Horrible.
That's why I go to the local burrito places. Much healthier than eating that crap at drive-through.
So, do you ever get asked about? I know yours is multi-level marketing versus a pyramid scheme. So when you're talking to people to recruit to be a distributor, do they ever bring up do they ever do research and bring up, I was looking at today, you get a lot of reviews about people that, they want me to push recruiting more than the product, they're trying to get the circle in, I couldn't recruit anybody, but it seems a lot of the reviews I read, it was more like people just being cunts. Really, it's just you're going to have that
internet trolls
pissed off, not that, but you're going to have that disgruntled employee that, well, I didn't do the work, so it didn't work for me. Well, no shit, jackass.
You didn't do the fucking work.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, a beautiful question. One of the girls who's on my team is one of the most analytical people I've ever met in my life. So much so that she actually, when she was, digging into Kyani and whether it was something she wanted to get involved in, she actually found an article from, I think it was somewhere around Ethiopia or some country, over on that side of the world. And she's, she actually had it translated into English so she could read what it was all about. She went through every single complaint she could possibly find, read through pages on the Better Business Bureau, whatever the case is. Now, by the way, we have an A rating with Better Business Bureau, but, obviously you can still read the reviews.
I wish more people use that.
The only thing that she could say that in any of the reviews is that it was a bunch of cunts who got involved in something and then didn't want to actually follow the system or work the business, and they were pissed off that they weren't having success. Well, of course not. I mean, if you go to your day job and you sit around and don't do anything all day, how long are you going to have a day job for? It's the same thing with running your own business. If you don't put the work in, you're never going to be successful, If
lazy people are never successful.
But see, that also, it's a great segue because most people don't like network marketing because they don't understand it. Most people and a lot of companies are notorious for pitching it as a get rich quick scheme. We don't do that. You come to any of our presentations, you're going to hear the top ranking members of our company tell you flat out, this is a earn as you learn kind of business. So you don't have to know everything in the very beginning and you can make money in the get-go. But in order to be successful, you've got to grow as an individual to the point where you actually can lead a team of people underneath you. You have to be able to put the work in. This is not something where you're going to get involved and then make 6 figures, your first month and be able to retire from your day job. If you want to be making 6 figures a year, you're going to have to work work for it. You know, we don't want people to get involved thinking that they're going to be a millionaire, you know, and drive an Audi R8 a couple months down the road from now, because it's not realistic. You know, we make sure that we overpromise and we underdeliver, because I like people to have high aspirations for themselves. If I tell you that, you know, you can make an extra $500 a month, you know, that's enough to pay somebody's car payment and, you know, ward off a lot of, you know, foreclosures. I mean, you know, when we had that huge, you know, burst, you know, if people had an extra $500 a month coming in, it would have saved most foreclosures. You know, if you can make an extra $500 a month, that's a great, you know, point. Most people are going to want to be able to do it, you know, but we don't want people to think that you can just join and start making the extra money. You've got to be able to put the work in. And if you're not willing to, you're not going to get anywhere. You know, it's simple. But we don't want people joining under false pretense. You know, I'd rather have, you know, tell them, hey, you can make, you know, an extra couple $100 a month, and then blow them out of the water as they're making a couple $1,000s a month. You know, overpromise, underdeliver, set realistic expectations, and then show people how they can actually overcome them and make way more than they ever expected to.
Fair enough. I have experience with this whole thing. I didn't want to go to the whole...
The Melaleuca?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the experience with that, but I didn't want to go to the whole pyramid. I didn't want to say the no words in pyramid scheme, because I learned that through, through that experience.
I talked about it before, and it's, I mean, you go, like, talking about it, like, I went online and was looking at it, and there are plenty of reviews on it, and the last one that I looked at, he gave it a fair assessment of what it is, and what, if you're good at it or work hard at it, it can work for you.
Right.
If somebody that takes supplements and changes their lifestyles, it will benefit you. If you're eating fucking McDonald's all day and taking a health supplement, it's not going to do shit for you.
Anything.
Right.
However, the only thing I'm going to disagree with you on that is because we do tell people flat out, our product is something that you can take and you don't have to change your eating habits or your lifestyle. However, it's what we're marketing our products for. We're not telling people that they're going to have any kind of unrealistic expectations. You know what I mean? What we tell people flat out is that our food nowadays is nutritionally bankrupt, and it absolutely is. It takes about 50 cups of spinach today to equal the nutritional value of 1 cup of spinach from the 1950s. You know, so we're telling people realistically, this is preventative maintenance. You're giving your body proper nutrition, you know, so it's getting the stuff that it's not getting on your day-to-day diet. I mean, if you look at the FDA schedules on how much of each vitamin, mineral, nutrient you should be taking on a daily basis, those are like the absolute minimum to prevent you from getting scurvy. You know what I mean? Like things that we haven't had to deal with in, you know, God knows how long.
Right.
So, you know, if it was a fat loss product or something like that, where we were saying, hey, you know, take these products or wrap this around your body and you're going to lose a shit ton of weight, it'd be a very, very different conversation, because then that's unrealistic. But if you're just getting good nutrition, and that's all we tell people is it's good nutrition, you know, then even if you're still eating shitty on, you know, your day-to-day lifestyle, you're still taking an extra step to help ward off some major diseases that could be coming down the pipeline for you. So, I mean, we say you don't have to change your eating habits, and you don't. Obviously, you're going to get way better results if you are living a healthy lifestyle. You know, it's going to, for anything. I mean, if you eat healthy, you live healthy, you work out, you're going to live longer. You're not going to have any, you know, where near the same kind of diseases that you would if you're eating, you know, steak and cheese subs all day long and sitting on your couch watching Netflix and playing video games, you know? But having...
delicious.
Yeah.
I saw that glitch, like, oh, hit on something right there.
You hit on all points for me. Well, no, the reason
Except it's a
I said
burrito,
that,
not a steak and cheese.
Yeah, it's not a steak and cheese, it's a burrito.
Oh, whatever.
Little Chipotle and some video games. Yeah, well, no, my wife went through this Melaleuca place, and I said the same thing. I was a skeptic at the beginning. I said, really, you're getting sucked into this thing where, yeah, it's word of mouth. Like, it's built on here to make money. And she tried it for a little while, but she stopped. Right. She stopped trying to network it. She just told people about the products that she's using, which we still use. And 3 months into it, I mean, almost every product in my house changed to what they were using, because they were better. They were healthier for you. The shampoos, the soaps, the toothpaste, everything, laundry detergent, everything.
And that's what is so unfortunate about people who don't understand network marketing. You know, they think that in order for you to have a quality product, you've got to buy something that's being, you know, blasted to you on TV. You know, you're watching TV and these corporations are spending millions of dollars, billions of dollars on advertising, you know, and you're going, okay, that's got to be a good quality product. Network marketing has got tons of amazing products out there. You know, you just have to be willing to buy it from somebody who's, networking it to you, marketing it to you, as opposed to a corporation that's hitting you with advertising in the face on a daily basis. You know what I mean? You go on YouTube and you're going to get advertised to all day long. The reason why I love network marketing so much is because if you're going to be hit with advertising on a daily basis, why buy a product from a company and be putting money into the pockets of, a big corporation when you could be buying that product from your friend who's running an online business and putting money directly into their product, into their pockets. Keep the money in the hands of the people as much as you possibly can.
Now, do you sell a lot of online? Through everything through online? Because you mentioned having the chiropractors, like the little display there. Do you provide like a supplied amount to them or any other storefronts or major chains that you can buy it through, or is it just through you?
The way that this works is it's supposed to be an online business. Because like we were saying earlier, if you don't have an online presence nowadays, you're not going to succeed in whatever you're doing. So the business is strictly online. If somebody wants to buy my products, I send them a link to the online store. They go online, they order it. It ships from a warehouse, or from the corporate office. Corporate, handles the, legality behind everything. They handle the shipping and handling. All I'm doing is providing people with information about the product and where they can actually get it from. And that's how I earn commission. So it's not like other companies where you've got to buy a certain amount of product on a monthly basis and now you're stocked up and you're trying to sell it. The reason the chiropractor, though, does that is because they have a storefront. They have already been operating for over 20 years. They have a storefront. And so they were like, well, if we're already selling products, why not put this nutrition line into our repertoire of what we're selling? So that's what they do. They have a display and people can buy it there or they can buy it online. But for the average person looking to open up a business for themselves, we're not telling people you got to buy a shit ton of products and actually sell them. You're not going to be slinging blueberry juice out of the trunk of your car or anything like that. It's strictly give people information and, show them the link where they can buy it from and then let corporate handle everything else.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the problems I had with the Melaleuca was there's a minimum. It's not a lot. Mm-hmm. Like there's not a lot of money you have to spend on a monthly basis where you actually spend less money than you would buying these things all the time, but it's the fact that how much you had to buy and the way they package everything, it lasted for 2 months.
So did you have to, because you said your wife's doing it, right? Or was doing it?
Well, she was doing the whole word of mouth. She would have a go to places and just talk with people about it, and it just got a little bit too much taken away from her major focus, which is her job that she loves. So
right. So let me ask you this: did she have to buy a certain amount of product in order to get paid at all? Because a lot of companies do that.
Well, no, it was as a membership base. Like as being part of a membership, you were required to spend a certain amount every month. Which again was not a lot of money, and it's all products that you would order anyways. Right. You're gonna buy those things at the grocery store, so it wasn't that much, but it's the commitment of having to do it.
See, and that's what I don't like, because that's another thing that gives network marketing companies a bad name. Now, we don't do that at all. Like, I take the products on a monthly basis because I absolutely love the products, and I'm not gonna make a medical claim by saying this, but I've got severe ADHD. And I've had it for the vast majority of my life. I'm in my last year of law school. I've got 2 college degrees in my last year of law school. I have spent way too much money on Vyvanse. I was putting 40 milligrams of Vyvanse into my body on a daily basis. So I'm sitting in class and I'm able to focus on what the teacher's saying, but at the same time, I've got goosebumps. I'm having cold sweats because I'm putting a shit ton of, stimulant chemicals into my body. The first semester that I was on Kyani was the first semester I was able to do really, really well in school without having any of my ADHD medication. It was actually my best semester, and I didn't have a single pill the entire semester.
That's interesting. So, take a quick break.
Yeah. I think what started off for why I wanted to talk to you was that had to do with the positivity. But a lot of it, this whole ride so far has been about positivity and synchronicity. Like I was telling you about that kid that is coming on with the song.
Yep.
Everything just flowing together through those positive pieces. And that's why I was like, I got to talk to this kid because it's kind of interesting. And even the personal development that you talked about, mm-hmm. where I'm curious about that. What are some of the things that you do in your personal development program?
It's a lot of reading. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of reading, and it's a lot of listening to positive motivational stuff. So we have it's called the Diamond Development Program, and it's something that we teach people from the very beginning when they join our organization. If you want to be successful, you need to grow into the best version of yourself. The only way to do that is to really keep yourself, constantly engaged and be, doing things that are going to take you that next step. So, I mean, most people nowadays, what do they do? They work, they go home, they veg out and watch Netflix, and they go to bed. That's their day-to-day life. People don't spend a lot of time doing things that are going to grow who they are as a person. So the Diamond Development Program is a 12-month process, and it's a book a month that we tell people that you should be reading. Realistically, a book a month. Each book is, normally less than 300 pages, so it's a couple 10 pages a day, something like that. So it's and each book is we have them in a certain order, because it teaches you different steps of the process that you're going to need in the process of network marketing. It's just, each book isn't designed for network marketing at all. They're all books. Most of them are books by John C. Maxwell, who's just a motivational speaker. He used to be a pastor. He's a motivational speaker. He doesn't talk about religion or anything in the book, so we're not trying to indoctrinate people with anything like that. But it's a book about personal development and how you can grow into a better version of yourself. Some of them are based on tenets that you should be employing in your, on a daily basis. Things like staying consistent. That's something that a lot of people don't do. They'll set a big lofty goal for themselves and they want to hit it, but they don't understand that in order to get to that big goal, they've got to set smaller goals for themselves to help them along the way. So it's, you could, I, for example, could say, I want to crack 6 figures with Kyani this year. Okay, awesome. That's a great goal to hit. If I'm going to do it, how am I going to get there? I have to have daily personal goals. I'm going to talk to this many people, or I'm going to try to acquire, this many, business partners, distributors, whatever the case, customers, whatever the case may be. I set small goals for myself, things that I'm able to actually control. Same thing, I used to be an insurance agent. And when I was doing that, they teach you about the funnel, and the funnel is basically if, I was doing telesales. So I'm if I'm on, if I want to make $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week, how many people do I have to talk to on a daily basis? Right. So I can control how many phone calls I make. I can't control how many people pick up. I can't control how many people listen to the presentation once they do pick up. I can't control how many people decide to buy insurance after listening to, my sales pitch. But what I can control is how many people I actually talk to. So we teach you the same thing, and if you want to be successful, you'll learn how to set small goals for yourself, and then how to use those goals to then build the momentum you need to start hitting bigger goals. And then from those bigger goals, you can hit, those astronomical goals that you're setting for yourself. So the Diamond Development Program teaches you things like that. Like I said, it's a book a month for 12 months. And the reason we have it set up in the order we have it set up in is because it's just going to teach people the basic fundamentals they need before they can move on to the next one. So month number 1 is a book called Failing Forward by, again, John C. Maxwell. Failing Forward teaches you how to look at failure in a positive light, because a lot of people are scared to fail. That prevents people from taking on, new opportunities and engaging in risks, is because they're scared of failure. What happens if I don't succeed? Failure is not a bad thing. By any means, you should be able to know how to fail and use it to your own positive benefit. You should be able to know how to fail and say, okay, here's what I did wrong. Now I know how to fix it. Let's make some tweaks and changes and try it again. And if you keep repeating that, doing little things differently until you find something that works, eventually you're going to have a system which is proven and works time and time and time again. So, Diamond Development Program. It shows you how to be, more effective in, whatever it is that you're taking on, whether it be your day-to-day business, or if it's, if you're trying to, grow an organization for yourself like I'm doing, you're trying to run your own company, or you're working for somebody else, or even in your, your family life. It teaches you how to be a better person. I was talking to one of my friends last night. He actually happens to be one of my mentors as well. But he was even talking to one of the girls who's interested in joining the company. And one thing he said to her was, getting engaged in the Diamond Development Program has shown me how to be a better boyfriend to his girlfriend, because it just teaches you, quality fundamentals in life that you should be employing in your day-to-day life anyway.
I'm all about the betterment, right?
Yep.
You guys have retreats?
Yeah, we do. And when you hit a certain rank in the company, they're paid for.
Do you have all right, no, that's not what I meant. More not so much retreats like you go out and like a vacation retreat.
Okay.
More like so I think I told you when we were talking that a long time ago I did like the Agway thing.
Amway.
Amway.
Yeah, Amway. Yep.
So I went out to Utah one time for their big conference where they, try to sell you on some shit, and then but they started it got real like cultish. They started all singing I'm Proud to Be an American.
Yep.
Like that song that came out right after 9/11, which whatever. That song is horrible. Like I get it, but that song sucks.
Uh-huh.
And they all sang that shit, and that's when I'm like, you know what? Nope, all set.
Yeah,
like I'm not this. And
Right.
I even like network marketing. Like I'm just then I was not there. I was not somebody that would come out and talk to somebody and this. I mean this is my network marketing. This podcast. This is my development program.
Right.
Growing and doing that. So,
but
do you guys
have
those?
Do we have conventions? Yes. Are they cultish? No, not at all.
There's no singing.
There's no singing.
No singing.
No singing.
It was rough.
No, actually, I went to one in March, and it was an awesome experience. I've never been to anything like that before. Kyani is my first company. I'm not one of those people who jumps from network marketing company to network marketing company in order to figure out what the right opportunity is for them. I've been approached by everything under the sun just because, being a bartender for as many years as I was, and then, being in my last year of law school, people know that I am fairly well connected, and that's who network marketers, a lot of times are going to target, especially if you're in a company that doesn't teach you how to be successful. They're going to start reaching out to people who can instantly try to help them grow. So I've been approached by, It Works, Thrive, Herbalife, Legal Shield. I mean, you name it, I've probably been approached by it. The reason I got involved in Kyani is because it was a combination of an amazing product with an amazing, compensation plan and an amazing system to be able to teach somebody who has no business experience, no business being in business, how to actually be successful from the ground up. Our conventions, it's called the International Leadership Academy. We call it ILA. It's awesome. You're learning business strategy. You're learning sales tactics. You're learning things from people who are making 6 figures a year, even 7 figures a year, and have managed to do it in a very short period of time. One of the top ranking members in our company who really was involved in the very beginning of Team Fusion, and like I said, Team Fusion is very, very new. It's only a couple of years old. He's made over $6 million in the last 3 years.
Right.
That's something. That's something that.
I'm sure he worked for it.
Oh yeah,
well, I'm
worked his ass off for it. Absolutely.
Colin Kaepernick hasn't gotten that in the last couple of years.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like I said, prior to doing what I do now for my day-to-day work, because I'm a solar consultant. Prior to doing this, I was selling insurance, and the people who I work for made $9 million in Market America and Shop.com. But it took them 20 years to do it. So you have, a young 31-year-old kid who doesn't, isn't very experienced in network marketing, doesn't really, have any success. He was in a prior company, but he didn't do well in it by any means, and is able to come into this new organization, and by following a system is able to grow something that duplicated so quickly that he made, he became a multimillionaire in a very, very short period of time.
Good for him.
So anyway, the whole ILA thing, the International Leadership Academy, you're learning from people like that who are teaching you what they did and how to duplicate it. And there is a lot of personal development in it as well. So like I said, our Diamond Development Program is, it's based on books by John C. Maxwell. We actually had John C. Maxwell come to our last ILA to present to us just to give us it's a pep talk, So if people think that those kind of things are cultish, I'm sure some of them can be. I've seen, like, John Oliver did a special a couple of years ago about multi-level marketing companies, and one of the ones that he was he did mention Kyani in it, absolutely. So let's just be completely transparent. Kyani did come up. He didn't have much to say on our company specifically because we are fairly new, but he was talking about one company and how at that convention they were talking about pyramid schemes, and they were like, oh, we're like the reverse pyramid or the anti-pyramid, and people were like chanting, and I'm like, I could never go to something like that. Like, that's just not for me, you know. But if you're going to give me a 2 or 3 day convention where I'm learning how to be successful as an entrepreneur and, you know, how to keep myself in a positive mentality and how to become a better version of myself, yeah, absolutely. I'll sit through 3 days of, you know, any kind of pep talk, doesn't matter how long it is, because that's something that's going to add value to me, and then I can then share that with other people to add value to them.
You guys add new products like at the conventions? You guys are you guys at like a set? We only have this. We're not innovating product anymore where it's all about building this part of it.
We have 2 product lines. The Triangle of Health, which is our health and wellness product, and people, awkwardly enough, were taking some of our health and wellness products and putting them on their skin. And they had such incredible results from it that we used the all natural ingredients from the Triangle of Health, and we did formulate a all natural, well, not all natural, it's based on all natural ingredients. No skincare line is all natural, but it's based on all natural ingredients. We developed a skincare line called Fluoresce. So those are our only 2 product lines. We're not like one of those companies that has, you know, a whole catalog of products. It's the Triangle of Health, which is based on giving you the best nutrition you can possibly get, and then it's Fluoresce, which is, you know, healing your body from the outside in, because you're able to put, you know, good nutrients on your skin that are, you know, going to help clear up, you know, your acne. They're going to help with reducing acne scarring. You know, they're, you know, designed to be able to benefit people of all skin types. So it's not like you have to have one certain product if you have sensitive skin, you know, one product if you have dry skin. Like, it's just was, you know, formulated by dermatologists, and it is a skincare line based on all natural ingredients that has been developed to rival the medicated lines that people pay anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a month for, you know, and our entire, you know, skincare system comes in at less than $300.
Wow.
So
it's a good comparison.
But besides, to answer your question, that's it. We got those 2. Those product lines, Triangle of Health, Fluoresce, and the owners of the company have no intention of releasing any other products unless what we already have leads to some astounding breakthrough and we see that we can add value to somebody else's life by having it, then we may, you know. But as of right now, it's just those 2, and there's no intention of adding anything else to it.
What are the probably the 3 products you hear the most positive stuff about?
Well, we only have 2. It's Triangle of Health, which is 3 products. It's, you know, it's a little over $100 for a month's supply. It's Kyani Sunrise, Kyani Sunset, and Nitro. Kyani Sunrise is your water soluble nutrients. So it's, you know, over 20 of the best superfoods from all around the world. Goji berry, wolfberry, ashwagandha, amla, the wild Alaskan blueberry, all your water soluble nutrients. Sunset is a award-winning omega-3 fish oil pill. I say award-winning because back in 2015, we entered the Mondai selection process. We went up against 3,500 other fish oil pills from all different companies all around the world, and we won the Grand Gold, which is the highest level award you can get. We were actually deemed to have the perfect pill, or perfect fish oil pill. And then we have our 3rd product, which is Nitro. Nitro is based on a concentrate from noni, which is just a plant that grows in Southeast Asia, and it's been proven to boost your body's own natural production of nitric oxide. It's a vasodilator, increases blood flow, puts more oxygen in the blood, and that has a huge, you know, a bunch of incredible health benefits just based on, you know, that alone. But that's it. It's 3 health products that work together synergistically. Water-soluble nutrients, fat-soluble nutrients, and a vasodilator delivery system to aid your body in getting the nutrients throughout their body very quickly.
So you're not buying them on an individual level. You're buying
you can.
That as can
you can, if you know. So for example, you know, vegans are not going to take a fish oil pill because it's a fish, it's a animal based product. So they can just buy the Sunrise and the Nitro because they're both vegan. You know, and they can choose not to take the, you know, the Sunset. But we normally sell them in one package because, like I said, they do work together synergistically. But if for any reason, you know, let's say, God forbid, somebody has, you know, some kind of a fruit allergy and they can't take Sunrise, that's fine. Take Nitro, take Sunset. Still get as much benefit out of it as you can. And with, you know, a price point of, like I said, right around $100 for a month's supply of all 3 combined, that's not going to break the bank for anyone, you know?
No, it's really not that bad. I used to take Onnit.
I love Onnit products.
Yeah.
Love them. I think we were talking about that last
It's
time.
healthy. I'm not familiar.
Well, Onnit, they're a fitness company.
Okay.
So they make these awesome kettlebells. They've got tons of different designs. They started off
Dude, they get Star Wars kettlebells.
I saw
Do they
those.
really?
Yeah, they just came out with them.
Oh,
They
shit.
Trooper heads.
yeah, they got a Darth Vader, Stormtrooper. They got a Iron Man one.
Yeah, I saw the Iron Man one.
Yeah, the Star Wars just came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they've got Iron Man kettlebell. They've got Captain America barbell plates. They've got kettlebells that look like zombies, that look like primates, like crazy looking shit. That's what attracted me to the company in the first place.
Oh yeah, dude, their kettlebells kick ass.
Yeah, it's a functional piece of art. Like you can have it sitting on a mantle somewhere, and then pick it up and get a badass workout from it.
That's what I would do with it. I would buy them and put them on a shelf.
They got a big.
Check out my kettlebells.
Yep.
I think Bigfoot's like 90 pounds.
Jesus. 90-pound kettlebell. I am not in the shape I need to be in order to make that happen. Someday.
I'll try it. I'll try it, see if I'm not worried.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I told you the same thing.
What I've got in the car right now, because I just have some samples that are coming in. What I have in the car is just Sunrise. I got, packets of Sunrise. I figured I'd let you guys try. But if you actually want to try a full, trial of the Triangle of Health, a full 7-day trial pack, I've got samples coming in within a couple of days. I'll set, 2 aside for each of you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
2 aside for you, so you can try
I'll give it a go. Lord knows I couldn't feel any worse, right?
Yeah. You want to wrap that up? Go grab.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about those.
No, it's been fun, dude. I appreciate it. Like it's interesting stuff. Like, cause like I said, I sucked at it, and I don't think I was asked when I was like 20 or maybe 21.
Yep.
Dude approached me and was like, he's like, oh, can I help you? Yeah, you got like $1 million in 20s or something, and some stupid line like that, and it's like,
What?
You didn't want to. He's not allowed to have one.
Oh, you can. I offered him a beer earlier, and he said no. So
Did you?
I thought you offered him a beer earlier. And he said
Well, yeah, because he had his other thing.
Yeah, I was drinking my.
I apologize.
No worries. Is this a before I use my layers? Is this a? No, it's an IPA. It's got to be a.
As much as we do have,
I have a bottle over there.
I'm a bartender. Was a bartender.
we do actually get people in here that don't drink. So.
But yeah, so.
No, it's cool. My mentor was going to come with me tonight, but he had a family emergency. He couldn't make it. But he's one of those people that doesn't drink alcohol. Nope. Yeah. Just a personal choice,
Yeah.
So.
How's it smell?
Don't.
This is great.
Did you just ask me how it fucking smells?
Yeah, it smells good.
That's fucked up. I can't smell shit.
I didn't think you were gonna catch on to that at first.
Let's see if you're
Looks
so sick
delicious,
that you
though.
can't taste the hops. There you go. See?
Stone Delicious IPA is citrusy IPA with lemon drop and El Dorado hops.
I don't know what the hell El Dorado hops are, but they taste good.
That's probably what that smell is. Oh.
So, what's next on the agenda?
What else do you do? Like, we just talk. Like, it's...
Yeah, we just talk. There's no structure to this.
What else do I do? I am the silent partner of a construction company that specializes in spray foam installation.
So you're like just straight entrepreneur on everything, huh?
Yeah, and it's all happened within the last year, man. Like, every move that I've made, every significant move with the exception of my education, has been made in the last year. But yeah, I'm silent partner of a company that specializes in spray foam installation. That's absolutely awesome. One of my buddies found a niche that he was able to get into. He was able to undercut all the competition. He just needed somebody that was able to help him out with some of the, the investment part of it. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll do it with you. I just don't have time to be doing anything else on top of it. So don't expect me to be selling for you or anything like that. But if you want help getting it started, sure, let's do it.
It's awesome.
Let's see. I'm in my last year of law school. I'm right about to finish off my JD. So that's a pretty grueling process that I can't necessarily say I would recommend to anybody at this point.
But you're going for a law degree, but you seem focused on this. You just don't.
Yeah.
No more lawyer talk.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
it
okay,
seems like
moving on.
a big school adventure to go.
Yeah,
If
we were having this conversation 2 years ago, it would have been completely different. But being an entrepreneur has shown me that I need to be paying attention to economic trends, technology trends, and if you look at where the legal field is going nowadays, it does not look good for anybody who's trying to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, for example, I mentioned earlier, there's a network marketing company called Legal Shield, right? They offer a badass product. You pay like 20 or 40 bucks a month, something like that, and you're actually able to get 24-hour access to a team of attorneys. So, if you're, driving home from the bar one night and you get pulled over and you had too much to drink, you can hit a button on the app and hand your phone to the cop, and an attorney within 5 seconds will be on the line to talk to the cop for you. If you have contracts that you need to be handled, you can send contracts into the company. They'll review documents up to 15 pages. Like, awesome product line.
So it's an app-based attorney.
Yeah, realistically.
You're paying for a retainer, basically.
Yeah, and you retain a good firm. I can't remember what the firm is in New Hampshire, but there's a pretty prestigious firm up in Concord, and that's what they use. In order to become an attorney for Legal Shield, you got to go through a really grueling process.
I bet. I wouldn't think that's just like a fly-by-night company you'd want to toss around.
But look at it like that. So now you can pay $20 a month for like their entry-level package, or $40 a month for their better package, and have a team of attorneys. So realistically, like, everybody's going to end up needing legal help for something or other at some point in their life, whether it be writing a will, or, God forbid, you do something fucked up and you need a defense attorney, or you get into a car accident and you need to sue somebody. Like, at some point in time, chances are you're going to need an attorney, and most attorneys start their, charging $200 an hour. So you figure, within 10 hours, you're paying more than you did for years of use out of, the Legal Shield product line.
Right.
So, it's an awesome product. I definitely see a lot of value in it.
It's legal insurance.
And that's literally how they pitch it.
In case shit.
Yeah, that's literally how they pitch it, is legal insurance. But that's just one avenue. Like, what really scares me, because of the whole law school thing, ROSS, I believe it's called ROSS. It's a new artificial intelligence technology kind of thing. I don't know too much about it. I've started to research it last couple of weeks. But ROSS is an AI attorney that it's a program basically that does the legal research for you. So if you're a paralegal, if you're a legal assistant, or if you're right about to graduate law school, or in your first year or two after graduating law school, you better be shitting your pants.
You're out of a job already.
Realistically. So, and when I got into law school, I didn't realize how much grunt work there actually was in being an attorney. I didn't realize how much time you actually spent researching. 70% of the job is on Westlaw or LexisNexis, hustling to, find information that can potentially bolster your client's case. Ross is able to go through millions of articles in a fraction of a second. So rather than you spending all this time doing legal research and then being able to charge your clients for, your time doing research, you're not charging your clients for that time anymore, but you're a more effective attorney. But that means that, all the staff or even entry-level attorneys who are doing that research and writing memos and helping out, the senior partners, now aren't going to need it. Oxford University released an article a few years ago saying that within the next 15 to 20 years, they're estimating about 90% of attorneys are going to be out of a job.
Wow.
So it's going to be specialists.
That's crazy.
Because now you're competing with corporations for legal work. LegalZoom, you can go online and doctor up your own contracts within a matter of a couple of minutes. So that's realistically the reason why I have gotten 2 college degrees. I'm right about to have a doctorate, and I probably will not use my JD. It's because A, I'm involved with Kyani, which I fucking love, and I'm going to make a lot of money doing it. And B, what I do for my day job as a solar consultant, or renewable energy consultant specifically, because we don't just focus on solar, the money I make in that is astronomical. Yesterday I helped get 5 organizations in New Hampshire onto a solar program. They didn't have to sell them a damn thing. There's a program in New Hampshire called Community Solar that just launched this month. And literally it's allocating power from solar farms that somebody else is developing. So there's an investor developing these these fields full of panels. They develop power just like a power plant, but it's clean energy. All of that power is hooked up to EverSource. So it's ties right into the EverSource grid. And my job is to go to business owners, and it's called virtual net metering. The net metering part of it is the power being generated and going to EverSource. The virtual part of it is us allocating those credits that are in the EverSource system to somebody's meter number. So Cinemagic movie theaters got all 3 of them, the information yesterday. They started sending over their Eversource bills so we can look through and see what, they're going to get. And I can credit that power to them, and I make, great money for doing it. We just got in contact with National School District. If they decide to do it, they're going to have to sign a 1-page document for each of their schools. So 17 schools, 17 1-page documents. It's, takes less than a half hour to go through everything. But the money that they're going to be getting back in rebates on a monthly or on a yearly basis is about $135,000.
Wow. Awesome.
And we lock them in until 2040.
So they're using basically farmers being independent contractors for Eversource. They put the solar panels on their property. They reap the benefits of it for Eversource. They process through it. Is that what you're saying? And then, so like the schools, they're independent, and they're getting credited back through Eversource by using a renewable source.
Yeah. So you have, and it's not even farmers. I said it's called a solar farm. That's what we call it.
The reason I say that is because I see a lot of them. Like we go out to Vermont a lot.
Yep. And you're gonna see them out there. Yep.
There's tons of farmland
right.
that has farm for produce
yep.
and all that, and there's a nice corner of the land that is covered in solar panels.
Yep.
So
those solar panels, same thing here. Those solar panels are generating power that feeds directly into whatever grid from, whoever the utility companies in the area, here it's primarily Eversource, feeds into that grid. And then we allocate those credits to a meter just by having a meter number. And because we're able to do that, because Eversource has to disperse these anyway, the business owner gets a 1-cent rebate for every kilowatt hour that they use. So there's no investment, there's no installation, it's not a third party supply or anything like that. They're literally just getting a rebate from agreeing to get their power from a clean source. And they never have to worry about, inclement weather, knocking out solar panels or anything like that, because they're still paying their bill to Eversource on a monthly basis. They're still getting their power from Eversource. The beauty of it is that Eversource isn't having to, create all this new energy on their own. The developers are doing that. So it's a win-win-win for everybody, and the payout for us is substantial.
You do commercial only?
Yeah, right now we're doing commercial only, just because, like I said, it just came into effect this month. September 1st was the first day that we were actually able to start going and flipping paper. Nice. So, we may potentially end up getting into residential once there's enough farms being established, but all we're doing right now is setting up reservations. We're basically just saying, okay, this person has this meter number and they use this much power, so we got to reserve that much on the farms. The farms, once they go live, which is probably going to be springtime, then everything's going to start going to effect. People start getting the rebates. And then if developers see enough benefit from it in New Hampshire, they'll start developing more land, making more farms, then we can start focusing on residential. But right now it's commercial. We've got 200 megawatts to get rid of, over the next several months. So
I was going to ask you, like what you do in your downtime, but I assume it's just sleep.
What's that?
Yeah, sleep or downtime.
No, both at this point. No, I don't. I mean, and that, granted, like, that's just because I'm taking on as much as I am right now. It's,
awesome.
Between school and work and then running Kyani, having my own business on the side, I have, very little downtime right now. But, as of December 2nd, when I pass my last final exam and I get my JD, it's going to clear up a lot of free time. And then I'll be able to start focusing on, the things that, I enjoy doing beyond what I do now. Like, granted, even if I was making 7 figures a year with Kyani, I probably wouldn't ever stop being a solar consultant because I believe in what we do. You know what I mean? Like, we need to save the planet. You know what I mean?
I'm down with the solar power.
So yeah, solar and Kyani go great together. I actually put up a Facebook status today saying, I helped 5 New Hampshire companies get enrolled in solar. Plus, I saw the display at my chiropractor's office for the health and wellness product. It's a damn good week to be changing the world. And helping change people's lives.
Honestly, it's a positivity, dude. That's what.
Yeah,
brought me to you, man.
Common theme here.
I feel like you're sincere. You're not just selling bullshit. Like right. You believe in what you're doing. And
I was actually a little surprised you said an insurance salesman. I was a little surprised
because, dude, everybody needs insurance. You know what I mean?
Everybody needs insurance.
Everybody hates the insurance salesman, but everybody needs insurance. I mean, you should have life insurance, and
yeah.
especially whole life. Like, term life insurance is a fucking joke. Unless you're trying to protect your mortgage, or, you know, you want to cover your kids while they're young, you know, before they become established, then term life insurance is a good idea. But term life insurance is basically the same thing as having car insurance. You know what I mean?
Right. In case shit happens. Whereas whole life insurance, it's a guaranteed payout. Either you're going to hit age 100 and they're going to pay you, or you're going to pass away before then and they're going to pay your beneficiary. So, you know what I mean? Everybody may hate the insurance sales guy, but he's still providing something that's benefiting people. You just got to overcome a few more objections because you're actually trying to take money from them. You know what I mean? Whereas what I'm doing now with, you know, community solar, we're literally handing out cash rebates. As stupid as that sounds, we're handing out cash rebates. Like, people, my biggest objection to overcome is people say, this sounds way too good to be true. And I'm like, you know what? I said the same exact thing. But the developers are investing upwards of, you know, over $300 million into this project. So they wouldn't be putting that kind of money out there unless it was legit, you know? I mean, to be honest, solar power, it just makes sense. Like, how could you denounce anything that's renewable like that? Like, how could anybody be like, nah, fuck solar power, fuck the sun?
It's not that. I think a lot of it is the cost of the technology right now.
Nowadays, you can get it on your house for almost nothing. Yeah. Like, you lease it out, you pay a small percentage, and you get small credits back, but you pay a lower bill.
Even if you buy it, like, if you buy a rooftop system,
even then it's not that that outrageous.
Just the tax credits alone are ridiculous. I mean, you buy $100,000 system, you're getting a third of it back in tax credits, plus you can get extra credits for going solar. And let's say you do a 100% offset system on your house, right? So for, you know, make things simple, you were paying $150 a month for your electricity usage here. You put a 100% offset system on your house that, you know, you bought, and let's say your monthly bill for it is $200 a month. So you're paying $50 more a month for a small period of time. And then once you have the system paid off, it's paid off. You own your power.
Everything that you would have been paying, you're getting back.
Right. Because Eversource is what you need to be scared of, or utility companies in general are what you need to be scared of, because you're paying for it on a monthly basis, no matter what. You have absolutely no control over the rates. So if they jack the rates up on you, guess what? Pay it or don't turn your fucking lights on. You know, it's that simple. Yeah. You know, when you have, you know, solar on your roof and you own your system in a very short period of time, you're no longer paying for any kind of utilities. Your system is paid off. And you're not paying Eversource on a monthly basis anymore. You own your own power. You know, it's renewable. So people who think that, you know, it's not a good investment, they just don't know enough about it. They haven't been educated enough on it yet to understand the value behind it. But just between the tax write-offs and, you know, being able to own your own power a few years from making your initial investment, it pays for itself time and time again.
I mean, even people I know who have leased them, you get, your bill goes down and you still get credit. Like, you may use more at one point of the year, but you're getting credited back at the end of it because you're feeding back into the grid. So, I mean, I just don't understand how people screw the sun.
Yeah, they just don't get it.
It's too much money. You know I can't do it.
And that's I think that's one of the reasons why I love what I do with solar so much, because even though it's technically a sales position, I'm not selling people. I'm just educating them. You know, I'm walking into business owners and showing them, you know, some very, very brief information that's going to benefit them. I mean, you know, you always got your P and your L's, right? Where's your utility usage? Where's your electricity come from? It's a loss. It's a loss on a monthly basis, you know? So, like, for example, are you guys familiar with Boomers?
Yep.
Okay.
Like the sound company?
Yeah. Yeah, Boomers. They were down on Amherst Street in Nashville. And now they just moved to Merrimack next to Cinemagic.
Right.
Yeah. I've known Jamie for years, and I walked in yesterday and was talking to him, and pitched him on community solar. And, you know, he was already on third-party supply, got right past that, you know, and we were talking about it. You know, his, you know, rebate on a monthly basis, because he's got a very, you know, state-of-the-art facility, so he's not using a shit ton of power, which is interesting given the fact that he's a, you know, car audio place. You'd expect him to be using a ton of it, but his, you know, rebate's almost $1,000. So realistically, how many sound systems and installations would he have to sell to be able to make $1,000 in profit?
2.
I don't think the markup on a sound system is that good. You know,
It used to be.
it used to be.
It used to be.
You don't get me wrong. You can make good money, but realistically, he's probably gonna sell 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 systems to be able to make $1,000 in just legit profit. You know, being able to now have that coming back to him, and all he had to do was sign a 1-page piece of paper in order to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is your signature worth at this point? You know what I mean? If you're a business owner, how much money you want to save? That's really what it comes down to. Is it worth signing a 1-page piece of paper? I mean, we don't even charge cancellation fees. Like, if you give us, we ask for a 180-day heads up, because as those farms become full, if somebody wants to cancel their cash rebates, which is a fucking ridiculous idea of doing in the first place, but if somebody wanted to cancel, we need to allocate that power to another business. So we ask for a 180-day heads up. Give us a heads up. That way we can start looking for somebody else to give that power to, and there's no cancellation fee or anything like that. But it's cool because, like I said, right now, like all 17 schools in the Nashville School District, that's $135,000 a year in cash rebates that they're getting. And we were able to lock them in for that until 2040. So $135,000 a year for the next almost 22 years.
Solving city
here.
budget shit right there. Yep. People listen up. Vote on that.
This is fun. I can do this shit for hours.
Fuck yeah.
We try
We're
to.
getting there.
We try to.
But that's it for now.
Yeah,
Chad, it's been a pleasure, dude. It was
it has
absolutely.
been a pleasure.
You are welcome anytime.
Let's do this again,
Well,
guys.
hell yeah. Dude, that was fun.
We'll definitely be catching back up.
Absolutely. So,
On that note,
cool.
Right.
Pleasure.
have a good night.
So there it is. That's the episode. We had a lot of fun with sitting with Chad. It was a good conversation. We're gonna definitely do it again, and we'll let you know how the supplements are. We're gonna test them out, and we'll let you know if we like them. If you're interested, all the links will be in the show notes or on the post on Facebook. Like our Facebook page, you'll get notifications for everything. We set promos out that has information about the episodes on there. Look for us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, at OC Discussions. We're still looking for artists to submit designs for t-shirts. Send your design and any questions that you have, ocdiscussions@gmail.com. And like I said, we're big fans of music. I don't know if that's been conveyed enough yet, because we have a link to it. I used to do music. I probably could have made it further than I did, but whatever. That was a whole different life. But that's our interest. I mean, music is a universal language. I think Billy and I both feel that we love music, all types of music. Growing up in the 90s, there's that connection to hip-hop, and I think some people know what I'm talking about. The artists that I had lined up, I don't know, like I said, systems didn't align or whatever. I didn't get the file that I needed. So with that being said, I'm gonna put on another song, and hopefully I don't have to do this too many times. I'm not here to promote my music. I'm here to promote other people's music. If they want, hit us up on Facebook, message us, we'll get back to you. If you like the episode, share it, spread the word. If you know people trying to do stuff, spread the word. It takes community, and that's what we're here for. So with that in mind, off of my one and only album from back in the day, Driven, I feel it fits what Chad's about. He's a very driven person, and I mean, he hustles. I'm impressed, and he stays positive and sincere. So I like the energy. And with that being said, here it is.
I don't know, this kid's comfortable in the booth, yo. Weight off the shoulder, jaw starting to get loose, man. Casper drops the speed there to make the people move. So another club hit that don't even need a boost. So another high flow that bless you. Specially designed to fuck up your mental. Let's get this party cracking, dog, bringing the instrument. Let's go, this flow, it ain't such a mystery. Let's go, this flow, it ain't about them centuries. Let's go, this flow, it ain't elementary. It's FAT peering on your web screen, flowing like a light beam on this highway of life. Joey begging, Jonas running, had to look back twice. Gave me dap, so I answered back with a rap. Holla back on the track, driven about to be put on the map. And only 4 songs deep, generate more heat that will blow my Vesuvius 6 feet deep. And you can't compete, running in this track meet or dancing at a club with your 2 left feet. I came, I saw, guess who ran through the door? Amateur! Watch out, a damage, and I've only broken ice. Who would've thought he was this nice? Some cats have been making moves for almost half their life. All I want you to do is put your hands up and feel this.
We came to get retarded.
retarded. Spill my drink, you'll be sorry. All I want you to do is put your hands up and feel this. We came to rock this party. Go on and grab somebody. I said the kid with the beard won't make it this year. I said the kid with the beard's gonna make it this year. But sir, what if they think that you quit? And that's cover stretch mark, well this is where the train stops. Next level of hip hop, all the bull we gonna fucking ride till this bitch drops. Leads to the skip flops, which I see happen never, cause the kid's too clever. Only thing I can do is get better. Goddamn boy, here we go again with spitting written word. They occur like Ether Burns. I return to make you learn the name I've earned. Fake. Soon to be embedded in your brain, make no mistake. Driven to go the distance, see, walk through the gate. Yeah, you know the voice, but you can't place a face. So I sit back and wait, arms crossed, head caught, tease my state. Hey! Go on and grab somebody. All I want you to do is put your hands up and feel this. We came to get retarded. Spill my drink, you'll be sorry. All I want you to do is put your hands up and feel this. We came to rock this party. Go on and grab somebody. Casper sent me to tear it up, so I dump a high 16 on you chumps. On the road of life I hit speed bump, backed up. Now 1127, hit you with these concrete chunks. Don't worry kids, finally focused. Standing next to the man who's a ghost, now we're rolling. Watched you for long enough, now we're showing. When I put my pen to this paper, yo, my key is growing. Turned up now, Super Saiyan level 4 is Joe. Rebuilt, this is fate transformed. This is not a hurricane, this is calm before a storm. When I finally blow, dog, then you know it's on. But until then, let that beat bang on. This is fate's beginning, driven's the name of the song. Coming after you cats, and it won't be long till we're standing face to face and I drop this bomb. All I want you to do is put your hands up and feel this. We came to get retarded. Spill my drink, you'll be sorry. All I want you to do is put your hands up and feel this. We came to rock this party. Go on and grab somebody.